How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a nice day. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to two-shot a couple of skeleton parks and how you can very easily get between 24 and sometimes even 30,000 Capital Peak Gold every single raid weekend. So let's take a look. These are the non-basic layouts. If you have a basic layout, I have a couple other videos that showcase, especially the high point value ones, that showcase my favorite strategy to use on those. But these are assuming you are versing some actual Skeleton Park bases and how you should take them out. So the idea is to focus on the layout of the base and where most of the defenses are located. So you can see most of the defenses are on this right hand side, not too many on this left hand side. So it's very good to use in this army composition, which is my favorite sort of ground graveyard spam strategy. It's very good to use the hogs and maybe one or two of the skeleton spells on the weaker side, and then definitely save some of the troops, because there are a lot of ground targeting defenses on the Skeleton Park. So if you're going to use ground, which I like to use, you have to be pretty careful, because there's a lot of bomb towers, there's a lot of Teslas. You know, they can wipe out a big portion of your army if you're not careful. Like in this base, we are finding some troll Teslas. They're sort of off on the side here. But eventually, the army will sort of look like this, where the giants are starting to slow down, and this is where you start to use the rams. There's not too many wall sections on the Skeleton Park, so you always want to try and use your rams to tank for your super wizards. The longer you can protect and keep your super wizards alive, the better. And the goal is to try and get around 35-40% destruction, and ideally clear out a path so that you can fan out your troops on the second attack. So here there's even more hidden Teslas, which is kind of crazy. So we'll speed through this last portion, just some giants wailing on the defenses. So whenever you have around like 6,000, sometimes 6,500 points remaining on the second attack, you know you're in pretty good shape for finishing off the base and getting those points. So here, even though there is only sort of one entry point, and this giant cannon could cause some issues, we do have some of our hogs that we can send on the back end. So they were sort of able to distract and take out the bomb tower, which is key. Because a lot of times if there's a bomb tower or a couple bomb towers as the last defenses, they might actually destroy all of your troops. Just a lot of times there's so many explosions, so much splash, that the super wizards and the skeletons die out. So unless you get pretty lucky and have a few giants left over, could get very close. As you can see, we're able to plan for this base and could take it out quite easily. Definitely recommend trying to go for the Skeleton Park. It's a great base to hit. It's a lot of points available. And we have here another troll Tesla in the corner. Very funny. But the skeletons love to attack the Teslas, since there's so many and the Tesla attacks very, very slow. So lastly, we'll take a look at this Skeleton Park two-shot. We're doing it a little bit differently to show you sort of different options. So here we're looking at the layout, right? There's sort of a split. Some defenses in the core, and then some defenses on the left-hand side. But with only destroying a few buildings, this one in particular, we'll have access to attack both sides of the base. So Skeleton Park is particularly vulnerable to air attacks. A lot of times you can use like this one, the air graveyard spam strategy, or you can even use the Zap Fortress strategy. Sometimes you can even just spam in like Inferno Dragons and Larry Barrels and it just gets crazy. But that is because there are only a couple of air bombs and a couple of rocket artilleries. And you can see there's very few rapid rockets and air defenses. So if you're able to directly target a lot of those defenses, then you will be in good shape. So here we've prepped the right hand side of the base. This barbarian will take out this, which will give us direct access to the next air defense. And then we have a graveyard over the back end air bombs, which is important. And we have a couple packs of balloons left that we can use to try and get closer to the sort of central air bombs. But the idea is to clear out this left hand side and then push in to the right hand side. I think maybe it was the other way around. Either way, you just focus on one side of the base and then save a few troops for the back end. Yeah, so we're focusing on this left hand side of the base first, trying to get down the air bombs as efficiently as possible. Now that that side is down, we can swarm the right hand side of the base. And since we have the back portion of the base opened up, we can spread the balloons around. It's one of the biggest things that you can learn to use for the balloons with is if you have a wide deployment area, is to almost circle the entire base with them. That way the balloons will never be clumped up together until they converge in the core of the base. So hopefully this video is helpful. Hopefully this allows you to two-shot some of your skeleton parks in the future. And if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Helps me out a bunch. And there's a couple more videos on the screen if you want to keep on watching. Until next time, take care.